Grace and peace, y'all. Hope everybody's feeling blessed today. All right, I just got to download, and I want to go ahead and compare your connection to God to a computer. The Wyyse Perspective as to how you should be looking at connecting to your higher power. Now, this is going to be awesome, especially for you techies going spiritual. I don't really care. As long as it brings you closer to Jesus, we winning. Let's get it. Okay, so imagine we are all USBs. You, me, and everybody else on this planet. We're all USBs. And we're going through lifetimes collecting information through our experiences. Remember the God within us, right? And as we collect all this information, we just gather more and more information on our USB. Ultimately, we're supposed to take the information we gather on that USB and give it to the computer, which would be God, right? Now, that would be through your connection. Just like you would plug a USB up into a computer, you would have to plug into your higher power to get that information. Now, remember, you're going through lifetime, so you're racking up a whole lot of extra information on your USB as you're going. Now, at the end of your lifetime, or sometime along your lifetime, you're supposed to connect to the computer. Now, due to your inability to figure out how you should connect to source, you don't. You just keep that USB. You keep racking up information on that USB. After a while, you will run out of space, right? You also are going to run into programs on your lifetime, on your journeys, that are going to corrupt your USB. Things that are going to taint the information and the data that you've collected. So where you may be learning lessons, there may be some lessons that you learn that are tainted due to the interactions with others, due to misalignments, all those things, right? Now, for those who connect to the great computer, their USB gets wiped clean because they're giving the information that they collected to their source, i.e., leaving it at the feet of Jesus. You know how he always said, you don't carry your baggage, you take the lessons and leave everything else. So those who are actually dropping off all that information, they get renewed, they get cleansed, in a sense. Their USB is empty, so they can continue to travel and do whatever they're doing. Now, for those who never connect to source, those who never establish that connection to Jesus. Now, remember, just because you know about Jesus, don't mean you connected. Keep that in perspective as well. Because we know so many of us who are walking that Christian life, but not living the Christian life. Now, if you are not fully giving all that information back to the computer, back to home base, you now also in breach of a contract, because the point was to come here to learn these lessons, to gather all that information on that USB so God can live through you, and also see how you worked out those lessons, but then to cleanse at the end. If you don't get that information back, your USB is also corrupted. You're losing out on valuable information, valuable space, tainted objectives. You got bloatware, you got everything on this USB, and it's never been cleansed because you've gone through lifetimes just collecting and no purging. Isn't that something? I say all of this to let you know, many of us are missing the point. The point of being here, the point of religion, even the point of connecting to God. We're out here thinking that it's our life to live. But in all actuality, we're on borrowed time. Everything belongs to God. And it's up to you to understand that it's for you to give it back to Him. Now, you have free will. It's your USB. You do what you want. But never giving it back to God is a breach of contract. So, I'll let you decide. Hope this perspective helps somebody. All right, and peace.